program is brought to you by FanDuel, where we give sports fans the chance to win every day.
Hey, yo, we made it. We made it. Pelicans opening night back this Wednesday. We are so back.
First took away. That's what this. Get your money's worth out.
I was just trying to pull a Justin.
Wow.
What's up, man? What's good? We in the building, man. I got my dog Cheddar Chaz in the building. Willie Green, apologist number 1 in the house. We got Chris Connor still upset about Dyson Daniels being traded, but he here. He here with us. You know what I'm saying? We got Coach Knapp in the house, man. How y'all doing?
How are you?
Brother, I'm here. I'm here to reclaim my time from a 21-win team last season. I am here for good things. We back, Trey. I'm here for good things. But before we get to how I am, I want to give a shout out to the chat. Shout out to the day ones, the day twos do, because they're important. We appreciate y'all for pulling up because, you know what I'm saying, we ain't got no show without y'all.
Oh.
Shout out to the people.
God, we're so back.
Whoa.
What's your time?
Shout out to Follw, man. Yes, sir.
Follw, appreciate you, dog.
Shout out to
Always time.
Shout out to the people that hate us, but they always know what's going on.
You know what's crazy? Seeing 504 do that donation and then seeing Corey comment come up right afterwards and he ain't got the it's like, what kind of shit is this?
Man, we gotta give my dog. We gotta give my dog some love, man.
It is starting to look a little bit like the conspiracy.
We gotta give my dog some love, man. By you, Sniper. What's up, Grub? I see you. What's up, Grub? But man, listen. We got a special show for y'all. Brett Usher is gonna be joining at the 30-minute mark. Wow. But before we get to that,
Lito?
Oh man, Brett, he a great follow on Twitter, man. If you in a basketball, if you in a pure hoop, like he will hoop. He will give you some highlights of shit. Like he posted a Zach Randolph 2014-2015 highlight though, like just for no reason, just for the love. Yeah, just for the love, man. But listen, before we get to that, we got to talk about some predictions for this upcoming season. Now, Justin, I don't know if did you post this yet, Justin?
No, I've not posted it yet.
I bet. I don't know if it's in here, but I'm just gonna talk. Shout out to Zeke, man. Yeah.
Zeke, what's happening?
Man, shout out to Zeke, man. That's love, bro. Yeah. So listen, we had some predictions that Justin asked us the other day.
Are you laughing at what I'm laughing at?
Justin, do you know who Just Blaze is?
Well,
that's okay. Well, you can do your Googles afterwards, bro. But I mean, it's a compliment. You just got called Just Blaze, bro. Congratulations.
We got to get Justin to Just Blaze ad-lib. So listen, man. Justin hollered at us about some predictions. We did MVP, Rookie of the Year, 6-man, Most Improved, and Clutch. Now 5 and Ross not here, but since y'all here, we gonna go through what it is that we talked about. Now, Justin.
I like the Poole kids. I've never like the.
That's all right.
Yeah,
that's all right.
That's new.
Let's do it. Go ahead. Man.
Now, Justin, you want to talk about your MVP of the team because you had a pick no one else had on this graphic, brother. I don't want to explain who it is. I'll let you talk about it.
Yeah. So my MVP is going to be Jordan Poole. I think Jordan Poole's going to have a career year this year. I think he's slotted in the right behind Trey Murphy as the third option, but also I think he's going to have freedom. And we've talked about this before, but he's going to be playing around some serious talent with Zion Williamson, Trey Murphy. And we talked about the gravity of Zion Williamson. He's going to be shooting wide open threes. I saw through the first 4 preseason games. I don't know if he shot it at a great clip, but the amount of open looks that he has had has caught my attention because even if he's not wide open initially, there's the long closeouts are happening where he's just simply pump faking and he's just missing right now. I think as soon as he gets into a rhythm here, he's going to really light up the scoreboard. And I just think he's going to be a guy that Trey Murphy and Zion Williamson really enjoy playing with. And look, Chad has been talking about too, his leadership. I didn't know that he was this much of a talker. And look, we're not in practice every single day, but just from the clips that we see,
we ain't never in practice actually.
Yeah. I like the leadership he's bringing. He's like, a vet on the team. He's the only between him and Looney, he's the only player that's won a championship. And I think that Zion and Trey actually respect that as well. So I'm actually really interested to see. And then you see the friendship that Zion and Poole have built off the court, which is obviously a big deal that will happen on the court as well.
Now, Chad, let's go in a different direction. So on the graphic, again, I don't have it. I don't have it posted, but for most improved, you selected Trey.
Yeah.
Tell us, I guess, a little bit why you selected Trey for that.
I selected him for it from the standpoint of from a Trey's ascension kind of happened in the pocket of the season last year. So I think this year is going to be the true test of seeing him, see if he's able to carry that proverbial load pause throughout the entirety of the season. It's like when he was starting to really, really like find his groove on the court, it's when he got injured, unfortunately. But I think if we can see like those type of outbursts throughout the season and potentially an all-star reserve bid, potentially if the team is good, I think he'll absolutely be in the running for most improved player. I believe so.
Chaz, do you think he get most improved throughout the league?
Yeah, I think it's possible. Just because, with some players, it's like the idea of the player is so ahead of the curve versus the tangible results. That's been the case with Trey up until last year, right? From what we were seeing. So if the player actually catches up with the idea of the player, I think it's one of those things to where your reputation literally precedes you, and you're like, oh yeah, he earned that. He earned that, even if he's only averaging like 2 or 3 more points than he was averaging before. In your mind, you're like, oh wow, this guy just came out. He played 65 games. He was rebounding. He's not a turnstile defensively, and that team is top 6 in the West. Let's show him some love.
Before we get in, Chris, I got a question for you. But before we get into that, 2 things real quick. Shout out to FanDuel. Shout out to all the sponsors. Tags, you see the tags had, baby. We in the building. John Deere. Shout out to Scott Vicknair, the Vicknair Law Firm. 504-500-1111. AC Ambulance. Welcome home, dog. Man,
shirts on the way.
Shirts on the way, man. Listen. But before we get to this, I gotta say, go to FanDuel. The Pelicans versus the Grizzlies on Wednesday. The Pelicans are plus 134 at this very moment.
What's the line? What's the number on that? Is it plus 3? Are the Pelicans plus 30?
But the money on the money line for the Pelicans is plus 134.
Look, we talked about like Scottie Pippen's hurt. I mean, I know Jaren Jackson Jr. just played, but like John Morant's hurt. Like, there's a lot of injuries. Edie, I'm guessing Edie's hurt too.
Yeah,
Ty Jerome's hurt.
Ty Jerome's hurt.
I hope he
Edie hurt.
Yeah,
no,
yeah, right.
Is he hurt?
Edie's
Edie been hurt. I think he got the most serious injury.
Okay.
Yeah. Until we know what happened with Ty Jerome, anyway.
Yeah.
But listen, y'all. At the same time, go to the YouTube page. You can subscribe now, become a member. Yo, we got a long season. We got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. Do what Coach said. Also, hit the like button while we here. Chris,
what up?
So I want to talk about your clutch player for the team. I think I put a graphic in here. Your clutch player for the team was somebody. I'm not gonna step on your point, but I just kind of want to hear why you picked Herb for the clutch player.
I picked Herb Jones only because I think that there's a other side to the floor. We've seen some plays that he's capable of making on that side of the floor defensively. We've seen Herb over his time in New Orleans knock down clutch free throws. We've seen him close the game at the free throw line. For a team, and we'll talk about this later on with the Derik Queen news and everything. But I mean, look, man, you got to go get your own. This team isn't a team that's going to live at the free throw line. And I think Herb's going to have to find his way. His role this year going to be different than maybe it was. Five in previous years. It ain't going to be him just sitting in the corner. I don't believe as much. That creation, that ability to get to the free throw line is going to be huge for this team. We know it's questions about Zion getting to the line. We'll see with Jordan Poole. We'll see with Donald. Appreciate it, Donald. We'll see with Trey and so on and so forth. But I think Herb's an underrated pick to be someone, even outside of what he can do defensively, to be a very clutch player for this team.
I'm sorry, Chris. That was
what happened?
Jump back. We can't read.
You tripping in the chat?
Derik, what? Yeah.
Hey, that was fire. You got that one, dog. I didn't even go fight you on.
John Rack is why. Say, Chris. Let me before we move on to 5. Let me ask you a question. How do you feel about Herb Jones's point guard responsibility that he's been given thus far this preseason?
I mean, look, I think he's one of the better transition players on the team. I don't think that gets talked about enough. So it may not be him always setting up the offense, but I like the ball in Herb's hands, from time to time. He don't have to play like Alabama Herb, and I'm not talking about college Herb. I'm talking about preseason Birmingham Herb. I don't need him taking off the dribble threes consistently. I don't think I ain't trying to see that, man. But I think his. He shot a couple floaters. He shot a mid-range shot. Those are things that this team is going to need. Because, again, so much of their offense is self-created. Now's the time for Herb to show with more possibly more shots being available. You don't want Jordan Poole being the point guard. Just like I really didn't want CJ being the point guard all the time. I don't want Zion being the point guard all the time. Some of these guys have off-ball, gifts that we need to see. And it should probably help keep Herb involved a little bit more offensively versus, once again, just sticking him in the corner. So I think it's an underrated part of his game. And if there's any growth, if there's going to be any growth, if he's going to get any better as a basketball player, or if he's going to change offensively how we view him, I think you got to put the ball in his hands a little bit more.
No doubt. I got the Hammond Rattlesnake in the building. What's good, cuz?
What's poppin', dog?
Man, you already know, man. Like them boots you was sporting out there, bro. My dog was sharp. Man, listen, 5. You picked Micah Peavy to win Rookie of the Year. Do you still feel the same way? And tell us why.
On the Pelicans, yes.
On the Pelicans.
Yeah. Because that's like a Willie Green style guy, right? Like his ability to defend multiple positions. Like he offensively, like he can score in transition. He's strong. You can't push him around. He cuts off ball really well. You saw a back cut with a bucket. So it just fits this team stylistically, and he's low usage, right? Like it's not like Jeremiah Fears where you got to put the ball in his hands and watch him struggle a little bit. With Peavy, it's like, hey, this is your role. This is what you have to do. And it's an easy thing to excel at. It's low expectations, high reward.
Yeah.
Hey, Lito, before Jared, do y'all or whoever wants, do y'all think Peavy's a day one, like game one rotational player? Like, do you think he gets minutes on Wednesday night?
Very possible.
I think so.
You think it's over Hawk?
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just going to ask, like, if you would, even when you answer this, what number would you put him as? Like, would it be the 8th man, 9th man?
That's a great question. Oof.
I think he's the guy. I think you give Hawkins good 3-4 minutes. If he got it, you let him run. If you don't got it, come sit next to me.
Sure,
that's my bad, sir.
No, you're good. You're good.
I would say, is he in front of Jose?
Yeah.
I think a couple of guys are kind of in front of Jose. Honestly, we get more into like transactions later on, but I think a lot of things have been made pretty evident based on what we've seen in the preseason and with some of the transactions we've seen.
I would say 8th. I'd say he's the 8th man.
8th man. So Fears Queen. No, he's got to be 9th.
No, I might put him at like 10th.
Bay's got to be in front of.
Yeah, I might put him at like 10th.
Yeah.
Bay's, and then you probably have to have, if Carlo's healthy, you probably have to have Carlo in front of.
I don't.
But then you still got E. Oh, I forgot Looney's hurt. So
yeah, and then when Looney comes back,
I forgot about Bay. Chris, we talking about predictions for the season, right? What are you predicting that Trey Murphy? Because Chaz talked about Trey's runway was kind of cut short when he was really about to take off. Now, what are you predicting that Trey will come into the season with differently than what he had last season? Is there one thing you're looking for from Trey?
A little bit more carrying. I think he proved that his game had expanded. He showed the work. He showed that he's capable of knocking down some ceilings. But now I think you got to prove, from here that those contributions can turn into wins, or can help turn into wins. You gotta solidify what you are, or slowly start to figure that out. Is he the second best person on the team? Is he the third best person on the team? Are we shortchanging him there? Is he even better than that? But I think for a season that's as important for the room that there's a lot of people out his way now. Everybody, the respect is there, the expectations are there. Now I want to see him turn these 25-point nights. He's 25, 5 and 5. I want to see the off-court leadership turned into on-court leadership. And on a night that Zion ain't got it, and Zion playing a team where he finished with 14 points and he shoot 6 for 18, he can't get to the line, he frustrated. Whatever the case may be, Trey said, "Don't worry about it. I got it. I dropped 35 tonight and we'll win the game." That's what I want to see.
Oh, no doubt. Justin, let me ask you this: with Looney being hurt, we don't know Carlos' situation as far as his health. Derik Queen is back, right? That's great news. Mm-hmm. Give me your, for one, do you think Queen is getting day 1 minutes? And two, give me your season stat line for Derik Queen.
Wow. I would take Derik Queen at 10%, then have Hunter Dickinson play on opening night. So if Derik Queen has a pulse, then I hope that Derik Queen plays on. Yeah, I mean, he was slower than me out there. Like, that's really tough to do. Right? He does not need to play a single second for the New Orleans Pelicans. Derik Queen, look, I think he's going to struggle early on. I think him missing those reps in preseason will catch up to him, but I think he's a good enough player where he'll bounce back. Yeah, we got the link here, Chaz. We have the. Can we just drop the link for the shirts for the kids, please? You're muted.
I just happen to have that shirt right there too. I'm going to drop the link into the chat. That's a coincidence.
So Lita, I posted this the other day. I'm happy that Queen is back to 5-on-5 full contact. I'm a little worried that these next couple days he's going to have to get used to playing with Zion and Trey and Poole and Fears and all these other guys. So there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve the first couple of weeks. So I think it's pretty important to, give this guy a little bit of grace because it's going to take him a couple weeks to get acclimated to whoever he's playing with, the second unit. If he has to be thrown in the starting lineup, that's going to take a couple weeks. But once I think you see late November into December, he's back, he's in game shape. He's logged enough minutes. I think you're going to see a guy that can, hold down your second unit. Like he can score, and he's like, as you think you had the film breakdown with Chris and Jarrett. He's like a mini hub, and I think if they use him correctly, I don't see why he can't average double digits tonight. And like if he can rebound, like I don't see why he can't average 12 and 6 his rookie season. I don't think that's like out of the question. And I think that if the Pelicans lean into him in the second unit, like, hey, you're the guy we're playing through, and you're playing Jordan Poole with Derik Queen, and you got spacing with Trey Murphy, you got, you have him and Fears and a PNR, like you can see him being utilized, and he can score, and he can, I think, dominate second units, to be honest with you.
Follw, let me ask you this based on go ahead, Chris.
Nah, go to Follw.
Based on what Justin just said about that, right? So Fears is flash, playmaking, confidence, and scoring. Can Willie Green find a balance between developing youth in a win now situation?
Good question. Nice hoodie. There is nothing. Let's not talk about that. Let's just I don't. We've never seen him do anything like that, so I don't want to assume that that's going to happen. Can Jeremiah Fears develop into a positive guard in the NBA? Yes. On the second unit, yes. What do I want to see from him in year one? Being able to protect the ball, make good decisions, get in the lane, facilitate, continue to develop a jumper, catch and shoot wise, Like him being a really good passer, he has to develop that. I think it's shaky at times, right? He gets caught in trouble and probably tries to do a little bit too much. But if he can facilitate in a way, and I think like playing him alongside Jordan Poole helps in that, because you don't have to do it all. You don't have to make all the plays. You just have to make the right one. And him being like under Jordan helps with that, helps with his growth. So that's what I want to see from him. Develop that floater as well. Like those little intricate things that a undersized guard needs in the NBA. Like he has to, it'd be good for him to learn the Jordan Poole, and he has to kind of develop over the next course of the season.
Lito, can I say something real quick to Jared's point? Because I also want to ask this to you, Jared. When we last saw him play in June, and fast forward to October, the amount how much he got better in just 3 months.
Yeah.
To me, showed me everything I need to know about him. Like the kid's in the gym every single night. He's working on. Like I think his shot looks great. I think his shot looks good. I don't know his turnover totals, but I'm pretty sure like it wasn't glaring like it was in summer league where he had like 8 or 9 turnovers. Let me look that up. Actually, I think about it.
I don't care.
I don't care either. Because I'm going to live with rookie mistakes as a 19-year-old point guard. You're going to turn the ball over, but like in summer league, it was pretty alarming. It was like 8 or 9. I don't know what he had.
Justin, it's really the type of turnovers, right? It's not necessarily
3, 3, and 2.
It's not the number that gets you. It's the idiotic turnovers that pisses me off, right? And that's with anybody, not just Jeremiah Fears. Just bad basketball in general pisses me off. So if I see you attempting to make the right play and a guy steals it, I'm not tripping off that. You throw an Aaron alley-oop, like a CJ McCollum alley-oop, and it ends up in the third row. Yeah, I'm pissed about that because you're a guard and you should know how to pass the rock and complete an alley-oop. I think he missed the one to Trey Murphy in Australia. If I'm not tripping. Game 1, right? Like those are the ones I want to see him get better at.
Chaz, let me ask you this. Based on the talent this team has, do you think the Pelicans can have a top 10 offense this season?
That's why you one of the best in the business, Lito. Like that like the alley, this perfection, right? So while we were speaking, I put together a couple of plays that I saw last game that I noticed, because I think for the first time, and credit to Joe Dumars, I think this team is finally starting to like realize what their identity is going to be. And I don't think it's what we think it should be. I think it's going to be something different. But check out these 3 plays. I loved a couple of these plays. Hold on.
A little harder around that screen. Poole dribbles down about 10 seconds of the shot clock. Now he'll fire up a 3-point shot and knock it in.
Now, that play in and of itself doesn't do justice to how Jordan Poole was hunting that shot. He pulled every trick out of his bag, and he just like, damn, I can't get over it. But he didn't give up. Go ahead.
Chaz, what's so important about that clip that you mentioned is his movement, and look who's guarding him. Wagner doesn't want to chase him around. So even though Wagner takes his dribble away, right? He cuts him off. Okay, he gets it back, and Wagner just takes a half a second, just takes a deep breath, and then Jordan Poole's moving again. And you know who does that ad nauseum? Steph Curry. And that's why that motherfucker is unguardable, because he just does not stop moving.
Can you run that clip back? I'm sorry. Oh, all right, you got more. My fault. No. Keep going.
Okay.
They matched up against Jones. The 3-point shot by Jordan Poole is no good.
This was the first play of the game, but I love this play design. First play of the game, love this play design, because since Herb isn't necessarily an offensive threat, it works best just to put the ball in his hand, so at least you have to watch him and account for him. Nice screen set, Jordan Poole, wide open look. He missed a couple threes that I anticipate he'll make. Loved it. I was doing the live stream during the game, and I was saying a lot of these, me and Chris spoke about this as well. The Magic hit a lot of shots they usually don't make, and the Pelicans missed a lot of shots that they will make. So I am seeing some ingenuity with the offensive sets here. Now, this is one play. This play right here to me spoke volumes on some of the development of a Trey Murphy.
1 minute to play in the first half. Williamson is guarded by Banchero. He'll drive to his right, go underneath.
Simple. Look simple. I Just saw Kevon Looney make that same exact screen in like game 1, taking out 2 defenders. Loved it. Franz is not a small player. Pollw absolutely not a small player. That screen allows Zion to get all the way to the cup for an easy bucket. And that being said, and we'll talk about it more after we bring our dog Brett on. But that being said, I think the Pelicans are leaning into a slower, more defensive, physical identity. And I think it's evident by the signing of Springer.
But it also, Chaz, it goes to show you the importance of, like, you just mentioned Kevon Looney setting screen. Like, where do you think Trey Murphy got? Like, Trey Murphy probably sees Kevon Looney do this Kevon Looney probably does it to Trey Murphy when Murphy's defending. And so, like, that type of shit right there is major in why you bring in championship pedigrees like Jordan Poole, like Kevon Looney, those type of players.
Listen, man, we got our dog Brett in the building, Brett Usher in the building.
Man.
Before we get to Brett, let's run a commercial real quick. As soon as we come back, we got Brett on talking about the Pelicans.
Company Burger is the official burger of Pro Pels Talk and Boot Crew Media. Located at 4600 Ferret Street, Company Burger has been locally owned and operated for 11 years. Grind the meat, bake the buns, make the mayo, get the homemade tots. Company Burger uses Creekstone Farms prime beef to create the best burger in the city with milkshakes to go and a full bar. Company Burger is open every day besides Tuesday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Can't make it out? No worries, we have you covered. You can order online right now at thecompanyburger.com or check them out on the Toast or Uber Eats app. Company Burger, the official burger of Boot Crew Media.
We got my dog Brett Usher in the building. Shout out to Brett, man. Hey, before we get into this, I just want to give Brett his flowers because listen, man, anytime either Chris and I talk about, we talking about film or we talking about the Pelicans in general, like Brett always gives his time. And he's never been like, no, let me think about it. He's like, yeah, I'm fucking positive with y'all. And the dude is one of the best follows on Twitter. Like, seriously, I was just talking about how you posted like Zach Randolph 2014, 2015 clips for no reason. Like just to talk about who, bro. But man, we got Brett in the building. Thank you for being here with us, bro.
I appreciate you having me on, man. Yeah, it's been a minute. I've been looking forward to this. So yeah, it's always a pleasure, man. Anytime, absolutely.
No doubt. Now let me ask. Let's just get into it, bro. Like, you are probably one of the few media accounts, I would say, that has not given up on the Pelicans, especially as far as Zion and Trey. I see you post clips of Zion and Trey all the time. Coming into this season, are you feeling differently about this team? Do you feel like do you feel any optimism that we feel?
I do. Okay. And I feel like I have in each of the past however many 3-4 seasons, like, and I might feel down like during the summer on them a little bit, but by the time it was ready for the season to start, I always have optimism for the Pels. And it's because of, if they're healthy, if they're at full strength, you look at the pieces, like, it's always like this could be a really good team. And we've certainly seen it, like whether it was like the beginning of the 22-23 season, parts of 23-24, like when they've been right, when they've had their guys, when Zion's on the floor, like they've always been a good team. So like, I think there's reason for that optimism. And I mean, yeah, I like them, I like the players, man. I'm just a fan of a lot of those guys. And I think, I've always kind of liked how they fit together, like, but this is a very different team we're looking at this season. Like, that's kind of the one thing that jumps out most, right? When we look at this roster and start to forecast the season, like just between all the roster turnover and all the time missed from injury last season, like we're looking at a whole new group pretty much. And I think they're going to be fun.
If anybody had good,
Brett, Brett, appreciate you joining the show, man. Talk about Jordan Poole a little bit. We were just talking about him before, but I want to know what he's going to bring to this team and kind of how you envision Trey, Poole, and Zion playing together.
Yeah, well, I live in the DC area, so I pay pretty close attention to the Wizards. So I've gotten to see Jordan Poole, the last 2 years here in the district. And obviously his first year with the Wizards was not great, but I felt like he had a great season last year. Just even in terms of the efficiency, like the scoring, some of the playmaking, but like, and you really have to consider the context of the the surrounding teammates that he had there. Like, he was in a pretty rough offensive situation, and he still found a lot of individual success. And I really liked what I saw from him last season. Not just in terms of on the court stuff, but like in terms of leadership too. Like, that was something that really jumped out to me too. Like, just being surrounded by all those young guys, and like, he really emerged as a leader. Like, it was very clear, like that's what everybody said. And you could just see it. I think that's something that could certainly translate to the Pels. Like, I think he's a great mentor for Fears. I think they've got a lot of similarities in how they play. And I think he could be a pretty darn good mentor for Fears, just based on his championship experience and just sort of similar styles of play. And he's a little older now. I think he's 26. So I actually like him as kind of like just a good positive influence in that sense. But also another thing with the fit is a thing about Poole is he's kind of like a dual threat guard, like on ball, off ball. Like, he can do both. And I think on a team with Zion, that's pretty important as a guard. Like, that's some of the kind of questions I have with DeJounte. It's like, how effective can he be off ball? We know Jordan Poole can be very effective off ball. He's an excellent catch and shoot 3-point shooter. He knows how to move. I think that goes back to his time with the Warriors in that offense. I think he picked up a lot from Steph. So I think his off ball aptitude is something that's really going to pop with the Pels. Because when you have Zion, like, you don't want a point guard that needs the ball in their hand all the time. So, I kind of think Poole's like at least like the perfect type of point guard to have with Zion on the offensive end anyway. So I think that's going to be I'm pretty optimistic about that fit. Yeah.
Brett.
Good.
Welcome back to the show, man. Nice seeing you, brother.
Appreciate you, man.
Is that a Herb Jones shirt?
Let me move the thing without unplugging it. Yeah.
There we go. Perfect.
First team all defense. Shout out to Joel Vanile for that one. Yeah.
So that actually leads into my question here. So everyone knows about Herb's ability defensively, right? But coming back off of a year where he played a handful of games, didn't really get a chance to find a rhythm, and then the games he played didn't play well offensively, didn't shoot well in that stretch. But 20 games, something along those lines. A lot of things that we've talked about here, freshly off an extension, is what's the best that you can garner out of Herb offensively. I'm curious from your perspective, are there things that you would like to see more from Herb offensively? Do you think that there's an added floor, an extra floor there that he can climb on or off the ball? What do you see and how he fits with this team in that with around Poole, whoever the center is, Zion, Trey, so on and so forth?
Yeah, I mean, really with Herb offensively, I just would like to see him kind of lean into the things he's kind of always done well, or at least done well at times. Certainly he had that, was it the 23-24 year where he shot a really high clip from three and then kind of fell off. But like, we've seen it, like it was a relatively small sample, but that's going to be important. I mean, I think first and foremost is like, just being a reliable, 37, 38% 3-point shooter, I think would be great. Other than that, like just cutting, moving without the ball and doing his thing in transition. Cause I think this is a team that's going to be able to get out and transition a lot. They may not be the best defensive team. We can definitely talk about that end of the floor too more, but I think they will force turnovers though. Like when you have a guy like Herb and even like Zion, like that's kind of his type of defense, is like forcing turnovers and they can get out. So, and that's something Herb's done really well in the past, is his transition basketball. So, I don't think they're going to need too much more from him than that. Just be able to knock down those threes, especially the open ones, move without the ball, cut. Like we want to see probably less stagnation in the offense this year. And I think we can expect to, and that's something he can do. And then just get out there and fly and transition off those turnovers. I think that's going to be an important piece for them, but they won't have to ask too much of him offensively. I don't think when they're at full strength, just between Trey and Zion and Poole, like you've got a lot of firepower right there, and he can kind of just do what he's more comfortable with.
Anybody else had it? Go ahead.
No, I thought Chaz was going to ask.
Oh, I was just going to ask Brett, if you bring up a really good point. I totally agree with the guy's ability in transition. But shout out to Dr. Don. That's literally what I was about to ask. Shout out to Doc. Do you think the team struggles on the defensive boards can kind of neutralize or negatively affect their ability to get out in transition? Because I mean, we have some people that would argue that Herb probably shouldn't be starting, considering his struggles at the on the defensive rebounding and just there, considering like the rest of the team's struggles on the defensive boards, and of course Looney being out. Do you think that could just be being overstated a little bit, or is it a real issue for the Pelicans?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely going to be a weakness. I mean, I would hope to see them kind of maybe overachieve a little bit in that sense, but just looking at the roster, like they're not going to be a strong rebounding team, I don't think. I mean, Looney's a very good rebounder. Like you said, he's out. But and like even when he's healthy, how many minutes is he really going to be playing? Like he's not going to be a heavy minutes guy. Like he might be like 20 minutes per game or something like that. And I liked that addition a lot for a number of reasons. I think when he's on the court, he's going to address some real needs for them, like just with his screening ability, his rebounding, and then just toughness, and outside of that, obviously just all the experience and the chemistry with Jordan Poole. Like they're super tight. I'm really glad they signed him, but I don't think he's going to be enough of a difference maker to make them even probably an average rebounding team. They're just going to have to sort of have a different identity, and yeah, like maybe a lot of the transition stuff would come more off steals than rebounds. Like they don't have like that, even like a JV, like a big guy that can get the rebound and just throw an outlet pass and start the break. Like I don't really see that. Misi.
Are you familiar with Hunter Dickinson? You familiar with Hunter Dickinson?
A little bit. I haven't watched him a ton. What is it?
The guy's got promise. He's got promise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
I'm a bit of an optimist.
I'm saying, hey man, no, I'm not even mad at that. But if we're talking about Hunter Dickinson right now,
shout out to Hunter.
The big depth is a little bit of a concern. What about Carlo? I mean, he's
hurt.
Somebody's gonna have to step up.
He's hurt right now. We don't have that injury.
He's not there. You got Trey Jeminson's free agent.
There's
a lot of guys that still that can help address. I'm just joking with Brett.
They might need it. No.
But personally, I wanted them to go get Rashawn Holmes, somebody with a higher defensive rebounding rate, relationship with some people in the front office, and it's like, hey man, I just want you to rebound, dive on the floor, give me a solid 15, 18 minutes a night. All you're here for is to be an energy glue guy. Because I totally agree with you as far as I thought we still needed a big when we had Kevon Looney, just because of the depth issues. Yeah. And now it's just more looming, like just looking at it like, oh man, this is scary. So I totally agree with you.
Yeah. I mean, DQ's gonna have to play. He's maybe more of a 4 than a 5, but like when hopefully he's ready for the start of the season. It sounds like he went through a full contact practice, so he's going to have to play. Like, maybe he's going to, show a little more than a lot of people are expecting as a rookie. He's very young, but I think they're going to need him. Like when you just look at how thin it is up front, and like I'm with you, man. Like if they could like look to sign somebody, that could be they could use it. Like that's definitely the glaring hole on their roster. There's no question about that.
Follw, you had a question?
Yeah, that almost answered the question, because I was going to bring up Derik Queen, right? A guy that you spend really 2 first-round picks on, right? And the front office gets killed for it. It might be time to shine game 1 with Looney out. But combination of that, they take Fears, they take Queen. What do you think about this duo and these 2 players essentially, and kind of how they can grow within the roster constraints of, having Zion, having, Jordan Poole, Trey Murphy as they try to ascend, but also kind of find their niche in this?
Yeah, I mean, I really like both guys a lot, and I liked them both a lot coming out of college. And I think if we could just look past what they gave up to get Queen, like if they just had those 2 picks and they walked away with Fears and Queen at like 7 and 13 or whatever it was, like that's a hell of a draft.
Yeah,
like it's just like the context of giving up the unprotected first. is why everybody's kind of so down on it. So it's like it kind of depends how you look at it. But look, Fears, I mean, that was it the game against Houston where he had like 20. Like I like that kid a lot, man. I like what I've seen. And the thing with him is he's gonna have to play too. Like outside of other than Poole and Jose, like he's the only point guard on the depth chart right now, right? Like he's gonna have to play. So, but I think it's a pretty good situation for him, like developmentally, because he's not getting thrown all the way into the fire. Like you're starting point guard day one, like figure it out. But he's also not like, Reed Shepherd, like just not going to play at all as a rookie. Like I think he's going to get a nice little handful of minutes, get some good experience and kind of develop. I like it as a fit for him. And like I said, I think Poole's a pretty good guy for him to be kind of playing behind and learning from a little bit. And Queen, like I'm a big fan of his game, like certainly questions about the athleticism, the conditioning, the defense. But, I think sometimes we focus.
But
Brett,
Brett, you're muted. I think the mic came unplugged, Brett. Oh, let me see if I can help you out. Nah, it came unplugged. The mic, Brett. The mic, yeah. Well, you know what? To Brett's point, and I was gonna ask him this because 5 and Brett. I think y'all. There you go, Brett.
There you go.
Yeah, it did come unplugged, and then I think it automatically muted it on here. But my bad. Sorry.
No, y'all good. Y'all good. I wanted to ask you, Brett. Because you made an excellent point, like as far, and I think 5, I really appreciate 5 for like kind of doubling down on this question with Derik Queen, because we're all like fans of Derik Queen on this show. We all believe in Derik Queen's talent. For me, with the Looney injury and just me evaluating the team throughout the preseason, as time goes on, I start to understand Joe Dumars' line of thinking more and more. Because when I watch this roster, and again, shout out to Hunter Dickinson, bright future ahead, right? When I look at it, it's just like, wow, this team really needs talent. Like it gets to a point to where it's like, wait, we really don't have a ton of depth. Like you just mentioned the guard rotation, and it's like Jose, about 5-year veteran, if I'm not mistaken. This rookie comes in, and he's just head and shoulders outplayed him thus far in the preseason. And it's like, it's a 19-year-old rookie point guard here. And God forbid something happens to either one of those players that we just mentioned. It's like, now you don't have a backup point guard whatsoever. And we already know about Looney's injury and things like that. It's just, I'm okay with them just bringing in a high upside talent at this point because, man, we would shout to Brandon Boston. But some of the guys we were bringing in on the roster last year, it was like anything good you can get from them, you were happy with, like Matt Ryan, who's just been cut from everywhere. I would like Matt Ryan back on this roster, if possible. But I also want to ask you, Brett, what are your thoughts on Jordan Hawkins and what you've seen from him thus far?
Still a believer. I was very, very high on him as a rookie. Was certainly expecting more out of his second season. The shooting numbers fell off a little bit. I mean, but again, like just the season that team had, like he wasn't playing on the real Pelicans, like with all the time that all those main guys missed. I mean, I saw something that said they had like the 5th most games lost to injury in the league, which is brutal, but I wanted to double check it because I felt like it had to be like top 3, like everybody. Like I saw Zion, Herb, and Trey played 0 minutes together last season. So like anything, like whether it's Hawk or anything else, it's just so hard to like read into anything from last season, really, within the context of that team. And so like I'm not holding it against Hawk. It's not that he was bad, but I was kind of expecting a bigger leap. But again, I think I love his off-ball game. Great movement shooter. Knows where to be, understands kind of the spacing of the floor. Like I just really like him as to playing off Zion. Like I think he's going to be a nice, I don't know, would he be like their 6th, 7th man, something like that? Maybe, like he'll be an important player for them, I think. And I still believe until further notice, like, I don't know, I'm not saying he's like a future superstar or anything, but I think he's a very good player. And I think he's a nice piece to put around Zion. So I'm still all in on Hawk for sure. I think he's going to have a nice season, bounce back.
Brett, from a film standpoint, what's the most underrated part of Zion's game to you that people overlook?
Probably his passing, I would say, in terms of underrated. I mean, if you want to get like real specific, I don't know. It gets talked about a lot, but his touch is just crazy. Like, I think people talk so much about like his explosiveness and his ability to get to the rim, but like what he does when he gets there, the touch that he can put on his finishes from different angles is incredible. But I think passing would probably be like the most underrated. I mean, he's not like, he's not like an elite passer, but he's damn good. And I think that's really gonna show this season, like with the offense that they could have with all those guys healthy. So yeah, that always impresses me with Zion when I watch him. Maybe, I don't know, the defensive, like, I don't know what you want to call it, like event creation, people say, like defensive playmaking, like that's maybe a little underrated too. Like when he's in shape and he's active, like he can really make some stuff happen on that end too. I think he does one thing so well that kind of the rest of his game does get overlooked. Like his handle kind of gets a little overlooked. Like he's got a sick handle. But it's just, I don't know. I don't hear those like specifics talked about too much with Zion, but man, he looks good though, doesn't he?
He does.
Hey, Brett, I'm sorry because sometimes I feel like I'm alone here, man. But I'm a big Willie Green believer. What's your evaluation of Bill Green thus far in his tenure? And of course, the injuries have been unbelievable. Like as you just mentioned, injuries been unbelievable. Hasn't necessarily gotten a fair shake. But even when you see so many great seasons to pick from, let's go with the 49-win season, right? When you go to that season, when he had a mostly healthy roster, how did you evaluate some of his, this time management, play calling, or just motivational skills overall?
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing I could point to with Willie is that in 22-23, they were ranked 6th in defensive rating. In 23-24, they were ranked 7th. So they were a top 7 defense 2 years in a row, not that long ago.
With JV.
And I would say they overachieved quite a bit. And I think you have to look at the coach when a team does that. Like, yeah, they had Najee and they had Dyson, although he wasn't playing a ton of minutes. So they lost a couple of those guys, but like, you look at that roster, I don't think you would see top 7 defense, especially considering like there was a lot of guys missing time back then too. Like, of course you have Herb, but like he can only do so much. So I think that's somewhere that Willie gets credit, was kind of getting those guys to buy in and getting that good of a defense out of that roster 2 years in a row. And then, they won 49 games. And I mean, the year before that, they were like at the top of the West before Zion got hurt. So like, I mean, they've looked pretty good. I like them. I mean, I like Willie. I'm pro Willie. I always have a hard time kind of talking about coaches because like I've never really done it, and I don't understand. Like I don't know. It's hard to criticize coaches. Hard to give them too much praise. Just for me. But I can just look at stuff like kind of like the numbers, like how the teams performed in the areas where like coaching might be more important, like defensive buy-in, connectivity and stuff like that. And they've shown that ability under him in the past. And again, that, applying that to this coming season's team, like certainly on paper, it's not that level of defensive roster. I think most people would probably project them to be like below average defensively. I think it would be fair to say. But if they were to overachieve, if a healthy Pelicans team were to sort of overachieve and get at least into the middle of the pack, maybe a little bit higher, I wouldn't be shocked because they have kind of done that in the past.
Yeah, they play with a lot of force.
Yeah. Brett, we appreciate your time. Before we get you out of here, Brett, I literally gotta ask you this: the Pelicans per ESPN are the average win total is 32.5 games. What is your prediction for the Pelicans this season?
FanDuel.
Oh, FanDuel.
Shout out to FanDuel.
I think that's low for sure. I think that sounds low for me, but it's I hate to just everybody always, it's just health, man. Like it's like you tell me how many games each of those guys are playing, and you know what I mean? Like if you could promise me that you're getting 65 plus games out of Trey, Herb, Zion, and Poole, then I would have them probably mid 40s, like, but if you're going to tell me Zion's only going to play 30 games, then it might be closer to that number. I mean, I'll just say like, I'll just assume like pretty good health, like better than last year. I don't know. I'd probably go like, I'll say 44. Like with pretty, that's assuming pretty good health. Like
What does
yeah, like
what
Zion,
seed does 44 get you?
60, maybe 60 games from Zion, like pretty healthy. Everybody else, like in the West, I feel like around 44.
Brett, what does 44 wins get you in the West?
Probably the play-in.
You think so? A lot of injuries early on, Brett.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I'd have to look at it, but I mean, if I was to say like their ceiling, we might go, I could see them as like a 7 if they're like, I mean, if they're immaculately healthy, like, which is completely unrealistic, then it could be higher than that. Like, if they all play 82, like if they have like some of the better injury luck in the league, then we could be talking like maybe like 6, but like realistic ceiling, like 7. I think realistic outcome, probably playing in the West for me, assuming it's not disastrous. I'm higher on them than I think most people. I think as long as you have Z, he's in the best shape of his career. This might be the best. I think there's good reason to believe this will be the best Zion we've seen in the NBA. And that in itself is a big thing. And he's got some nice pieces around him that fit well. So a couple guys will have to make leaps. I want to see what Eve can do. Like, can he really have a nice positive impact? Can either of the rookies step up? What's like, Sadiq Bey, what's he going to offer as a role player? Like, still definitely some questions, but as long as you have the big fella there, Z, like, I think you're going to win a lot of games.
No doubt, man. Listen, that was Brett. Thank you for joining us, man. We appreciate you as always. We definitely go tap back in, during the season to check on the progress of the Pels. But that's Brett, man. That's Brett Usher. Check him out at Usher NBA. We're gonna run a quick commercial. We're gonna get back to some predictions and some chats, man. But again, Brett, thank you very much, bro.
Appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate you guys, man. Yeah, talk to y'all soon.
Keep up the great work, Brett.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely. One of the great accounts on Twitter. All right, man. Let's run this commercial.
Nope.
The commercial's not working. I don't know. What
are you doing? Why do you keep clicking it?
It's not.
What we need to do now is get focused and stop pointing fingers. You're a problem. You're a real problem.
All right, that's not the commercial, but okay. That's fine. Anyways.
Shout out to Scott Vicknair, man.
Yeah, I was trying to run that commercial, but
hit the button.
We fight for the win.
I literally
push the button.
Bro, it's not working, bro.
Hold up, son.
Where is
it at? Here, let's try this.
Hey, you dropped your wallet.
Hold up. Before
What we need to do now is get focused and stop pointing fingers. You're a problem. You're a real problem.
All right, let's hear from Scott Vicknair Injury Law Firm.
Hey, you dropped your wallet.
And this just in, attorney Scott Vicknair was seen chasing an ambulance. Wow.
For real?
But that's David Vicknair, not Scott. I'm still confused.
Ambulance chaser?
Hey, you dropped your mom?
My wallet. Oh, thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Hold on. I've watched this commercial a couple of times, and just like the company burger, you start noticing things that you didn't notice before.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at a part where some guy's filming some girls, but like on some, where they at? Where they at?
Tell them they need us.
David Vicknair, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Injury
See, it don't even matter. There was some talent in that video.
Yeah,
yeah.
Big three on the corner.
Yeah, cash.
yeah. Now we potting. Oh,
professionals.
Listen, man. Justin, we still opening up the phone.
Yeah, you want to open up the chat? I mean, Prospect wants. I know Prospect wants to talk.
We got 10 minutes of phone lines. Before we get to the phone lines, I got some questions for y'all before we get out of here.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. All right, Justin, let's start with you, bro.
Yeah.
Give me your closing, let's say clutch game, closing lineup.
Clutch game, closing lineup. Okay. Clutch game, closing lineup. Like, so 5 minutes in, right? We're not going to do like 5 minutes in?
Let's do, yeah.
Okay.
Let's say 2 minutes.
All right, you give me 2 minutes. That changes it up for me. 2 minutes in a 2-point game, give or take. Queen, Zion, Trey, Poole, Fears.
Ooh.
It's a lot of speed.
Wow.
Can you rebound though?
No.
Why?
I mean, say it again.
You got two rookies on
Zion,
the
Trey, and Queen.
Cool.
I gotta go Bay. Fuck, I forgot about Bay.
Okay,
Take Fears out, I'll go Bay. Take Fears out, I go Bay.
Prospect said name an opponent. So they play let's say the Grizzlies. They playing the Grizzlies.
Okay. Scratch it. Damn, I love the idea of Fears. Queen, Zion, Bay, Trey, Poole.
Yo, I don't mean to stop nobody wisdom. I got it. We just gonna call Sadiq Bey Rambo from now on. No, we call Action Jackson. His name is Action Jackson. Like, shout out to Carl Weathers. His name is Action Jackson from now on. Like, I can't keep calling this man Bey. It's getting out of hand, right? We have to call him Action Jackson.
Rambo.
Shout out
Action
to
Jackson.
Rambo, Action Jackson.
Y'all hate that? Y'all hate that lineup?
Say it again.
Queen, Zion, Trey,
right.
Bay. Sorry, Action Jackson,
right,
and Poole.
I think that's the most realistic.
I ain't mad at it.
I ain't mad at it.
A lot of people say, "Where's Herb?" Right? Like,
Eric, that's insane. Yo, Chris. What do you see in Fear's game that is going to translate immediately?
Time out. 1 second.
We ain't no motherfucking freaks. We some family men. We getting it paper. You know what I'm talking about?
What was the violation?
5 minutes in,
Eric,
then
man.
2 minutes in. Then
You said under Poole. You literally, beginning of the show, you said he's under Poole, and there was nothing. There was no accountability. It was bullshit.
Justin,
I'm calling bullshit on this.
Listen, I wasn't the one that I'm just pointing out. You asked what was the violation. I'm explaining the violation. Just because I ran a red light and didn't get caught doesn't mean you get to tell on me.
That's fair. You're right. You know what?
I'll follow you through the
You
light.
seem like the police right now.
We don't like tattletales. We're right. My bad about that.
You know,
That's
right.
just take your L. And, hey, that's on me.
That's me. My bad. You're right. I gotta be better.
Real friendship there. Yeah. Real friendship. What was your question, Lito?
What about Fears' game is going to translate immediately, like day one?
I say this without being disrespectful. All right, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not very optimistic on Fear's early season. So I'm not very optimistic on him pre-January, February. But if I have to be, it's that the fact that they need similar to Queen, right? Like I look at them as like both Fears and Queen, for better or worse, both have a service, or they both, like, let's say they have a product at this point that the Pelicans don't have, right? So their corners are clear, if that makes sense. So for Queen, it's the fact that they don't have another post creator like him that simply operates there, and that's where they eat. You have some people that can play in the post, but nobody solely operates on blocks like Queen. Shout out to the Wire. With Fears, it's the quickness. It's that next level, like road runner shit once he gets the ball, in which it just changes the pace and flow of the game that nobody else really has. Like Jose may want to do it, but if Jose's in transition, Jose's looking for a three, or he's probably at some point gonna look to do the Steve Nash, Bob Cousy shit and kind of reset the. But he's trying to see where the tires can go. Fears, it's a layup, it's a oop. I have this ball. We are looking for 2 points instantly. I think that's important. And more than anything, I think off the bench, considering there's so many question marks and things we don't know, and we have questions about the talent in the group, you need somebody that doesn't give a fuck. And what we say, Rambo,
Action Jackson,
Raphael Sadiq, he don't give a shit, right? I mean, he knows what he is in like in this league. He's gonna score the ball. And Fears is another guy. He's one of those guys that just doesn't care. He doesn't care about failing, doesn't care about falling. That means you're gonna see some nights where he has 6 or 7 turnovers. There's gonna be some other nights where he gets on the heater. And we on the post game show talking about he gonna be an all-star in 2 years. Like that's just how it goes. So I think like the attitude and just that different level of pace at that position, and how the roster kind of breaks down is what brings impact. If I gotta be at my most positive about him.
All right, let's get into the rapid fire shit. Justin, over under 12 points a game, Derik Queen.
Ooh. Under.
5. Over under 4 rebounds a game for Derik Queen.
Over.
Chaz. Over under 25 minutes a night for Yves Missi.
Over.
Chris, over under 8.5 rebounds a game for Yves.
Under.
Justin, over under 10 points a game, Jose Alvarado.
Under.
5. over under 1.4 steals a game for Jose.
Under.
Chaz, over under 1.5 threes a game for Action Jackson.
I'm taking over.
Over 1.5. Yeah, I like that a lot.
All right, man. Last but not least, over under. Nah, we ain't gonna do the over under. Let's just say there's no playing involved. Pelicans outright get a seed, a 5th through 6th seed. Does Willie Green get a contract extension?
No.
Pelicans now. We talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
My answer will be yes.
Well, it's a BS because how Gale, we already know how much Gale adores Willie.
Yeah.
There's no reason if he gets a top 5 or 6 seed for him to be fired.
No, he said 5th through 6th.
Right, or sorry,
yeah,
5th or 6th seed to be fired.
It just depends on the context to me, because it's like if you trip and fall and everybody, because the injuries already starting to mount up for other teams. It's like, especially you look at like the teams in your arena, Kings, well, everybody, y'all answer it. We could delve into it.
Chris, 5.
Then he gets an extension.
He would get one because we saw the 49 win season where injuries were already a part of that. Well, that was a big reason why that team won that many games. They were all gung-ho. They keep bringing it up like it was some success. And we were like, no, this isn't sustainable. And lo and behold, it didn't sustain. So I can only, use that as my judgment going forward to say, yeah, if it happens again, they're going to reward him because they gave him some. Didn't they extend him or some secret contract that we still don't know the ramifications of?
Yeah.
That was a 49-win team,
but
right?
we're the problem.
Season.
Yeah.
What's up, Alvin?
My dog.
What's up?
What up?
Justin, post the link, bro. Let's get some.
Hey, can you get to let's get some super chats while I get that link ready.
Wait, before we do that, how many likes we got?
I don't know, man.
Passing out
links.
Right.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Justin. You about to say something?
Sorry, no, go ahead, Chaz. I was looking up the likes.
Well, I was about to say, I think Dumas and them, they've been put in such a tough spot, but I think I think they might have a little. Whoa, what up, Michael Morgan? Always in the building. Shout out to my dog, that
Mike.
2-piece. Hope you're doing all right, Mike. Black Preacher Man,
83,
2-piece.
83 likes. Smash the like button.
They
All the
love
bots
y'all
too. Just smash the like button.
What's the likes?
83.
In the
We
show.
need to get to at least 100 before we start
yeah.
bringing people up.
Nah, in the show. In the show.
We done.
I think
Yeah, like that. Like what?
Yeah, it's a little disrespectful. Is this one streaming simultaneously?
With the 86 now.
I remember y'all remember my Sweet 16, the show on
on MTV.
I remember
I was to say Chaz. He was
I think it was my like I ain't had no 16th birthday at all. Like I might have, I might have been at Bridge City. But I was watching that one time in a month, I think it was Elliot Reed's son. The motherfucker kept saying, "Guys, I need compliments. Come on, guys, compliment my outfit." I'm like, boy, life ain't fair. But the reason
we 4 more away from 100.
Oh my God! Shout out to
That's
504 boy, man. Zeke, how y'all say dude name, man?
Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei.
Jared, I said he's the greatest baseball player I've ever seen. I've never he's the greatest baseball player of all time. I'm never seen.
I'm not fighting that anymore.
Okay, so like there are a couple people like not even close. I'm like,
not even close,
bro. Who can throw 99 and hit balls out of this, like literally out of the stadium? I mean, he literally struck out the side in a game clinching to go to the World Series. Struck out the side, then first at bat hit a bomb, and then hit another one, and then hit another one, and got the win in the game.
Second home run that he hit.
Hey, bro,
that bitch still going.
It's baseball is such a stat sport, right? And we're like, oh, he hasn't done it for long. It might be just like I think he's played 5 years, 6 years, if I'm not mistaken. Like it hasn't.
I think he's up to 8 now because
he's up to 8.
When he had Los Angeles Angels.
He was 3 MVPs? How many?
I don't even know.
I feel like I haven't heard about him in a long time.
Who that?
Well,
he's just like a crossover guy. My bad.
No, you're good. No, I just think like baseball is such a stat sport, and you got to do it for so long to be considered like a great. But you've never seen this, no matter how you cut it. Like you've never seen anything like this. Watching that game, dog, I'm like, I don't want to turn this off. I don't want this to end because if it continues, like he's just gonna keep showing you something like you've never seen before.
He got 3 MVPs, dog.
Does he really? He's got 3.
Yes.
Oh, he's crazy.
We had 100.
We had 100.
All right, we got all right. There we go. Let's get through some more super chats.
Super chat. Yeah. Dr. Donald, what's happening?
Appreciate you, Donald.
My dog.
Appreciate Appreciate that 2-piece. Now Donald's number one.
Hey, somebody asked a question about give me that $26 first, but y'all can have Queen.
Oh, I get basically saying that's what was told to us. Chuck Nola.
Somebody asked a good question about DeJounte Murray. Oh, wow.
Was that Trey?
Professionals.
Oh, Black Preacher Man. Well, when Murray comes back, who goes to the bench? Murray,
right?
Black Preacher Man.
Hey, y'all think DeJounte plays a single game in Pelicans uniform this year?
I think he does.
I do. What I was going to say was I really think Joe Nim got a little more foresight than I gave him credit for because they're in a tough spot and they trying to make some things happen with a couple of them extensions they announced. And I think with Hawk and Misi, picking up those options. Because now, looking at the books, next year they $3 million below the tax. They can still bring in a vet men guy or non-guaranteed contract, and also they got about 87, so that's 15. What was it, about 20? They can get to about $20-25 million in expiring salary to take on a bad contract if they wanted to. Like either next year or at this deadline. So if you're a team like the Jazz with Lowry's contract, if you're a team like the Nets with Nick Claxton, if you're a team like the Kings with Sabonis, who's out with a grade 1 hamstring right now, same hamstring that's been bothering them for years. If he's, guys like that, hey, shit get real fast. Like, hey, you want to get that contract off the books? What's happening? Like, I'm just saying. Whoa, what's happening, dog?
My dog.
Fellas.
What's up, dog?
I'm chilling, homie.
Bro, Well, first off, appreciate y'all for all the inspiration, dog. Getting ready to kick off this season, man. We just finished our show welcoming the actual season and whatnot. And I ain't gonna lie, like in front of everybody, all y'all show love on the show. It wouldn't be possible without y'all, dog. Appreciate each and every last one of y'all for the inspiration, the help, the support. Y'all like the realest of the real, dog. So first off, gotta acknowledge each and every last one of y'all.
Hold up. Tell him your show. Tell him the name of your show.
Look, Pels in the Blender, man. I'm on YouTube, and like y'all can engage with me on X, but Pels in the Blender on YouTube, dog. Tap in, like we just kind of getting going and stuff. But like, even though I got the show, I still like gotta support y'all at all times, bro. Like,
likewise.
Definitely, yeah, man. Chaz fam, you heard me. I'm that second
Appreciate
cousin
that,
y'all
brother.
used to mention. Way back, you heard me. He just finally brought me back out. You heard me, to just be able to come show some love. You heard me. Appreciate y'all. But the main, I got a question, bro. I got a question. So my thought is, I said that I got this team for like 49, 50 wins, right? That's my assumption on the season. If they come out and beat the brakes off of Memphis, let's say they come out, set the tone, beat the dog shit out of Memphis. I don't know what y'all, I do know what some of y'all at on the season, but let's say they come out and look like an elite team against them. Do that change your feelings about how they might look going forward if they come out with the energy of, oh yeah, we just better than y'all, and look at it, even with whatever Memphis got going on? What y'all think?
I'll go first.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
My dog, I appreciate you pulling up, but I'm going to tell you respectfully, it don't matter what them boys, they could beat the dog shit out of Memphis. We've seen this before. Remember in that game, that season they beat the shit out the Nets? Right?
Oh,
I mean, the dog shit out the Nets.
They was
I think KD Nets, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy. Oh my God. We was like, oh, it's up. And then it went down. Like, nah. I don't trust them until they prove me otherwise.
They were the 1 seed that year, though. Till Z pulled the hamstring. That was the 1 seed season.
Again, this could happen this season. So I can't put stock into it until I see it. Until you prove otherwise. Hey, I'm at 44, 42, somewhere in there.
Okay.
I think that's a good place to be.
I think it would, if they win, because considering Memphis's injuries, it's hard for me to take too much away from it just from a talent standpoint. But if they win, it'll show me that your talent has the ability to kind of at least fall forward, like take advantage of the opportunities that's presented to you, because they gonna have some opportunities this season to get a lead on a couple teams that's dealing with injuries. If they can go out there and just handle their business, knows Edie, we don't know what's happening with Ja. Ty Jerome probably out for weeks with a calf injury. Scottie Pippen Jr. out for probably months. You know what I'm saying? If they can go out there and handle their business on them on the boards and shooting, etc., I think, to me, it'll at least show that the season starting off on the right foot. And we don't know what's happening with Jaylen Brown. Shout out to Bayou Sniper with his hamstring. Yep. We know De'Aaron Fox is out with his hamstring. You gotta handle your business.
Yep.
So I would say this. Alvin. I think you welcome them beating the Grizzlies, of course. Like, you welcome any win they get.
Absolutely.
But like, to me, the litmus test, the one in which it's like, they different. Like, they appear to be on a different like kind of time. It's it would be like an embarrassment of them beating the shit out the Spurs. Only because even without De'Aaron Fox, Wemby got all the attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, Wemby got all the praise coming into the year. Everybody talking about Hakeem. He looks stronger. He an alien. Like, he is what he is. So that, and then you go a couple of games after that where you got to go into Denver and you go into LA to play the Clippers. You got the Thunder after that as well. If they look like the same kind of team and they mess around and win, 2 out of 2, two, like, something like that. Those are the games that I'm looking at. They got to beat whoever on the schedule, because at the end of the year, like, we not talking about that random game in April that they won. We talk about it if they lose it. You know what I'm saying? You know, so all these games necessarily matter, and they, you know, like we mentioned here, like they got a chance to take advantage of some wounded teams. But are we talking about like a rival or me trying to check like a temperature? I think them road games and them, you know, in them places against some teams that's giving them some trouble or that are supposed to be way better than them. That'll be like an early season, like a rival for me to want to be like, okay, like if I think they're gonna win 45 games, I might be tripping. They might be closer to what you say, like 49, 50.
I got you.
Man, Alvin, dog, you know, we appreciate you as always, man.
For
you know
sure,
we definitely go tap in. Pels in the blender, y'all Pels in the blender, y'all tapping with my dog, man.
Appreciate y'all, bro.
Man,
Appreciate
all good,
you,
man.
brother.
We got a prospect, man. What young prospect, man? What's
not bad?
Oh, you
Whoa.
good? What's happening?
What's the deal?
Talk to us.
What's poppin'? All right, now look, check it out. Before we get started, can I give my dog Cole a little assistance right quick?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right, cool. To get your membership, brother, do what you gotta do, big dog. Go to the Boo Crew Media YouTube page, you dig? Go to the shorts. Click one of the videos. When you click the video and it start playing, you should see a blue bubble that say join. Tap that button, bro. And you can become a member just like that. Boom.
You know what you sound like? Prospect?
What's that?
Look at you. You're sitting there on the couch. You're not doing nothing with yourself. Come on down to college. Come on. Come on down to Everest College.
Yo, Chad, I can't help it if I'm so ICDC.
Yeah, I respect it. What's going on with you, big dog?
I'm cooling, but look, I got a question for y'all that I don't think anybody ever presented this, right? Do y'all think, not even if they win it, but if they just got to that championship game of the in-season tournament, how much confidence or how much of a morale boost do you think that'll be for the team?
Honestly, prospect, I think that in-season tournament set such a terrible precedent for the league. I don't want to get to it. I would like for them to lose the same place you lost the 49 win season. Because if you look at like throughout the season, something about that tournament being in the middle of the season, it's something with the attrition on the players' bodies. Like you look at the Lakers when they won it, they just went like super. It's a steep decline for the teams that like seem to win it. It would be nice for them to win and get the added money and to win, just to have something to say like, yo, we got something cool. But I think they should start with really just trying to win their division. Like just take it to that point. Like, yo, we can be number 1, number 2 in our division with Houston being in and if we can just be better than San Antonio and Memphis. If we can top them, I think it'll add a little bit more because with that in-season tournament, ain't it an extra game as well that don't count toward like your wins or some shit? It's like some real weird I really wish they get rid of it, honestly.
But I think that's the only game that doesn't count towards the win-loss total is the actual championship game. Yeah, but all the rest of them count, I think. Right. I think all the rest of them count. It's just the championship game that doesn't count.
Right. Okay. Bet.
So
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I like the summer. I don't kind of with Chaz. Like it's just
what you mean you don't like it?
It's just a lot of high leverage games in the middle of the season. And like I understand from a viewership standpoint, yes, but like shit, man, like okay, you said the game doesn't count. Just say I'm just saying make it to the championship game, you're going all out and you snap an ankle. And now that dude's out, a couple months for playing for a game that didn't even count. Like
well shit, they snap ankles against Utah. So it's really that big of a difference?
At least that game counts, like stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, like this season tournament's just like kind of weird to me. It's just like it's weird.
Okay, so I'll play devil's advocate here. I think the only reason I would say that it matters is because if you look at the teams, like the Bucks, I think won it last year, right? Yeah. And ultimately it didn't mean anything, but they're the Bucks at this point in time. Like it wasn't gonna make a break. It's not like that they're a young and upcoming team. But if you look at the year before that, Indiana was the Pacers were in the
Lakers.
finals against the Lakers, right? A couple years later, we talk about them in the finals. Last season, the Thunder were in the in-season tournament final game against the Bucks. They ended up winning the championship game. I think in the team that the Thunder beat, the Rockets. The Rockets end up in the playoffs. They end up being an 8 seed. I'm sorry, they weren't an 8 seed. Whatever seed they were.
They were like 3 or 4, I think.
Took Golden State 7 games. Now we having different conversations about where they're gonna be at this year. They get Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? So I think the only outlier is like Atlanta. Like I think the Hawks beat a couple teams they probably wasn't supposed to beat, and they got close. But even the way that a lot of people are looking at them right now coming into this season with some of the talent, they're expected to be a solid team in the East. So it could help. It's just really about the team that made it a couple years ago. What they keep it call it what it is, but they were high. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Just in Vegas, just having a time, and they got embarrassed. You could say that them getting embarrassed was a big part of that season for the Zion we saw later on in the year, right?
Yeah.
So it could. I don't think it can hurt this team because the Pelicans and the bar is so damn low as is. Anything you get, any kind of wins, any kind of success you get, we ain't hanging no banners. You know what I'm saying? We not talking about at the end of the year, like
Chris,
well, at
we
least
win. If we win, you don't think we're hanging a banner?
No, I understand, but they shouldn't. They
Hell
shouldn't
yeah,
hang
they
a
would
banner.
hang
Is
that
what I'm
banner.
saying.
Maybe
But
not on the
does it matter? Does it matter for the Pelicans?
Oh, good point, Chad.
If they win a LA Fitness tournament, it matters.
Yeah.
Right. Man, appreciate your prospect, bro. We gonna holler at you during the season.
Can I ask one more question? I got one more question.
What you got?
One more. How do y'all feel about Jordan Poole coming off the bench?
I hate it.
I you know what?
Well, who?
Good question.
I ain't gonna lie, prospect. I think
I think it'll work. I honestly think it could work, but it's like I think DeJounte. Honestly,
yeah,
I would start DeJounte if he's healthy.
Well, he's not gonna be healthy. Okay, so you saying
when he's healthy? Well, when he's healthy, I say when he's healthy.
Oh, okay. When?
That's the only way I really think it could work.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like DeJounte has to be healthy.
Okay.
Well,
I think DeJounte has to be healthy, and you could have like Fears, Poole. You could alternate either Jax. I ain't calling them bigs. I feel like you either Jax or Herb coming off the bench with like Carlo and Queen. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Or even Lacey.
I don't think he go ahead, Justin.
No, you go.
I was just gonna say I don't think you're not gonna see a healthy DeJounte though until next year. And I don't think he's gonna be on the team by then.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, if you do start DeJounte, like you're shooting, say I'm not saying if you do start DeJounte, you got DeJounte, Herb, and Zion, and your center, all non-shooters. Like it's a clunky lineup. Like you gotta have Poole out there, in my opinion, to space the floor at least.
That's valid.
Yeah, prospect. I think Jordan Poole has earned the opportunity at this point.
Mm-hmm.
He more than just a specialty player. So to show that he's more than just than a 6-man at best or
that bench worry me though, Chris. I can't lie. That bench worries me, man.
Look though. You gotta separate a little bit how you think of the bench, because Jordan Poole coming off the bench ain't gonna solve it completely, right? So you gotta think like to me, how they stagger the lineups is more important than who necessarily coming off the bench, because this ain't hockey, right? All 5 of these motherfuckers ain't coming in the game at the same time unless the game over.
Okay.
So if they're staggering, if 3 of them come in and Zion and Trey still on the floor, you probably look at it different, right? You know what I'm saying? So one dude, no matter how good we think Poole is, one dude probably ain't saving the bench. They got some shit that they need to address, but I think at the end of the day, if this is Poole's opportunity to show that everything he learned from Golden State and everything that he learned in that second year in Washington is turning him into something else. Because if not, he gonna be a 6-man no matter what at some point in his career. This is how it's gonna end. Same for a dude like Simons in in Boston. That's already the route motherfuckers want to push you towards. he got, so he got to fight it off. And I think he at least has earned the opportunity to show that he don't really need to go that route yet.
Man, appreciate your prospect. Appreciate you, dog. We got to
show, dog.
Appreciate your big round.
All right.
Shout out to y'all, man.
Thank you, dog. Same to you. Same to you.
Appreciate your brother. See you. What's that? Wednesday.
Man, Zeke, what's good, Zeke?
Zeke, whoa.
Y'all can hear me?
Yes, sir.
What's that? Look, 15 seconds on Ohtani, bro. I thought he was wilding when he walked the dude, 3 straight strikeouts. All right, he doing his thing. Get in the box, boom, home run. Craziest thing I've ever seen in my life, bro. That's the best player on the planet. But this year, this is going to be a Zion carry job. This is going to be really like the legacy season for Zion. I think, yes, we can talk about Poole, we can talk about Trey, we can talk about the problems with the depth on the bench, but I think we're going to really see this year. This is why I'm excited, because if Zion is actually going to get himself into better shape like he is now, we're going to really see what he can do in terms of raising your floor. And I can see us getting, around the 50 game mark again, if Zion plays about 65 games or so. That's what I'm going to need to see from Zion. So I'm excited for the season coming up. It wasn't a lot of things that made me excited until we actually started seeing them play. And we can see what their problems are, which are just evident. We're doing this thing again already where we're talking about what injury is going to do to us. But I really think this is going to be about Zion this year. He's really going to have to show out what he can do about raising our floor.
I agree. I think people sleeping on Hunter a little bit, but I do think Zion. See, I don't know, man. I'm a little bit higher on the surrounding talent. I'm a little bit higher on the surrounding talent, but I totally get what you're saying. Even when you go back to that number 1 season, it's like, oh, yo, just grab Superman cape and we'll see. And if we can just, for once, bro, well, it'll be twice, win the fucking war of attrition. With just, if we could just have some health, some prolonged health, right? As compared to what the Grizzlies got going on, the Kings, etc. Like, I gotta give this team the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna give this team the Pelicans the benefit of the doubt. They got Hunter Dickinson. They got they just signed Springer. They got some talent on this roster. I'm gonna give this team the benefit of the doubt.
Zeke,
no doubt.
Appreciate you, Zeke.
Appreciate you, Zeke. Thank you, dog.
No problem. No problem.
Man, thanks for pulling up. Oh, my bad. We got Preacher Man in the building. What's good, Preacher Man?
Whoa.
Salute to all of y'all, man.
Salute,
I like the show. I really do. I like when y'all be potting. But my comment is this.
Yes, sir.
Y'all, I think y'all overlooking the fact that Dumas, I believe he's gonna like Murray, because Murray plays defense from that guard spot. Murray is a good that's what he's mostly looking for him on the defensive end. Mm-hmm. And he's more experienced at the point than Poole. And Poole really is a better catch and shoot 3-pointer, off ball drop, taking it to the hole. And because of Murray's defense, I believe Willie gonna put him back in that starting guard. And I think Joe Dumas is not gonna trade him. What y'all think about that? What I just said.
Appreciate you, Preacher Man. You always tapped in, so we always see you. Want to applaud you for always being around. For sure. But to your question, tearing Achilles is different. You're not the same. I mean, you mentally you might think like you still can do the things that you used to do, but it ain't gonna be the same. And being able to push laterally, left or right, I don't see DeJounte, be brutally honest, I don't see him being 80% of what he was defensively, just starting out. Like that's a tough ask to ask somebody. So it'd behoove of DeJounte to even just wanting to be the person to come off the bench to ease his way into it rather than, yo, as soon as I'm cleared, I'm a starter. That's so much pressure on somebody. I don't think it'd be right for the Pelicans, who have, had their own injury history, to push for somebody like him in this type of situation to start as soon as they get cleared.
Okay, but down the line, you don't see. I mean, say come February or at the halfway point. Okay, you don't think they're gonna try to push for DeJounte, for Murray to be in that starting lineup? And if they do, who's gonna come up? Who's not gonna start?
I think that honestly, what Tua Five just said, I think it would be a bad idea to push him. Like the Achilles thing, from what I see, is like maybe 2 years until you are yourself. And I agree with you about DeJounte's defense, but I think the thing that makes him special is his side to side movement, and he's a long arm defender. But the thing with that is like, if you can't, you gotta sit in your defensive stance. So if you can't sit as a defender, like, you're opening the lane for people to go by you, because you're not gonna have that mobility to slide your feet. And I just don't know if like pushing him in this scenario is the best case, because you got players to play, right? I just think you should kind of give him his time to build up his health.
Appreciate that.
But man, no, we appreciate you preaching, man. Thank you for always tapping in, bro. We definitely gonna talk to you throughout the season.
All right. Y'all be blessed, brothers.
Yeah,
Appreciate you.
Man,
Be blessed, brother. Thank you.
Man, who we got?
318 in the building.
Dr. 318. What's good, man?
Oh, what's happening? What's happening?
What's good? What's
We
good?
coolin', brother. How
I
you
had
doing?
no idea you was black, man. That's crazy.
I'm black as can be, and I always see Cole got them jokes about Dallas. And listen, I'm from Louisiana through and through. Cut that Dallas, East Texas stuff out, Cole.
Oh, cool.
But nah, man, look, man, I appreciate you guys. Y'all pod, man. Y'all pros, man. Y'all real pros doing y'all thing. And y'all keep getting better. So keep doing your thing. But
Appreciate you.
man, I just wanted to say I got some sources, man. I talked to a high-ranking league official, like how high as you can get. And he was talking to me about Joe Dumars, and he was like, one of the best things Joe Dumars is gonna bring down to the team is accountability. And so, and he told me, I was like, man, we need some health things. I had to ask him. I was like, yo, our facilities just like worse than everybody else in the league or what? He was like, nah, that ain't it. He was like, Joe went down and shook some stuff up when he first got there and all this kind of stuff. So we got some immediate results there. But nonetheless, the accountability piece, for me, it at least make me more excited about next year, because I think a lot of the things we talk about for the last couple of years on this pod is like, you never know who like BSing and who like just like playing the media game, right? We had that a lot, but this year it's like you won't be able to do that. You got to bring what you got, and so guys is really got to be interviewing for their job next year. So everybody just testing out things. We're gonna see how everybody gonna get a fair shot to prove themselves, but you're gonna have to come straight with Joe, because Joe ain't messing around going forward. But he need enough information to see kind of who and where everybody at downstream. So
yeah, I mean, 318, we've heard the same thing.
Yeah.
Shit, someone said the term eggshells. People are now walking on eggshells with David Griffin. You want to be everybody's friends and all this family and compassion, whatever. Joe Dumars is getting there. He's like, nah, you're out. He said a comment earlier this summer saying, if you don't want to be here, just we'll trade you. Just let me know. Come to my office. He's not messing around. I'll tell you that much. I mean, you can critique him for his draft day trade, but like since he's been in the building, he has 100% changed that culture.
I think he's absolutely. I agree with you, Dr. When also, I think he's absolutely kind of in the situation where he's building the car as he's driving. I don't think it's a coincidence they didn't make any real wholesale changes to that coaching staff. I think everyone's being evaluated together as a unit, and I think depending on how this goes, then we'll evaluate, it at the end of the season. Same thing with if you look at the roster and the type of players he's bringing in, the type of players that he seems to be being more, I guess, inclined to build around. Again, you got a guy like Springer, Exhibit 9 guy, came from a championship caliber, a championship team in Boston. You bring him into the building, you hide him all preseason. Like we said, they was gonna do pretty much like, oh, he's injured. Okay. Next thing you know, he ends up on the roster, didn't play like a single minute, right? You look at Sadiq Bey, aka Action Jackson. This guys with a certain temperament, guys with this certain levels of physicality. And I'm telling you, bro, and this is just optics. I ain't never seen this team as engaged with one another as they are on the sideline. I even last night rewatching the game when I saw I think Zion made a bucket and Herb and it was this happened a couple times. Once Hunter was looking in the wrong direction and got beat off of inbound, and on the other time Herb and Misi got beat on the inbound, and Zion was kind of balking at both of them. Like Zion, like what is y'all doing? Herb was like, calm down, we got it. And so to me, seeing that, you saw that 2 prospect, like just seeing that. And how engaged Jordan Poole is, and how vocal and what's the word I'm looking for? Enabled is the wrong word, but how free they feel to express themselves to one another. That's it's kind of new because
trust.
Like there's a clear trust and bond there that wasn't necessarily there early in the season. Well, in previous years, and I think that's very cool to see, and I think that's going to lead to some great results.
I mean, I would even add to that, right? If you just look at the previous regime, you would even say like Trey Murphy, this joy, compassion. He's like the poster child for like the previous regime of like the profile player, just a happy guy all the time. But if you look at Zion, he seems like a very serious player. And it doesn't always seem like Trey is extremely good, right? I love Trey as a player. He doesn't seem to match the level of like, I'm about to kill you guys that Zion comes into every game with. And then when you look at like a Jeremiah Fears, a Derik Queen, them guys came in from the jump. They're not playing around. Jeremiah, I don't think I've seen him smile yet. Oh, I see him smile, but he looked like it hurt him to smile, So like, I think those guys are exemplars to the new regime's culture. And I think you talk about getting, and Sadiq Bey, right? Jeremiah Poole, Jordan Poole, like these guys are culture exemplars more than anything else. So
I agree.
Man, you
good points, bro.
Yeah, bro. You
words he pod.
Yeah,
appreciate y'all, boys. You ain't real. You like I'm a real doctor.
Yeah.
Man, Justin, before we continue, I just want to say, man, shout out to 318, not just him, just the area code 337-985. I feel like people really rock with us in a level of like, it's all across the state. It ain't just here. It ain't just New Orleans. I was in Lafayette this weekend, bro. It was so many of like my frat brothers like, Buku Media. yo, you watch the show? Like old dudes that, it was our 50th reunion. So dudes that pledged in 1992, the year I was born, was like, yeah, I watched the show. You watched, like, you live in Lafayette, dog. Like, man, I'm tapped in. Chad be saying some wild shit, but he don't be wrong. Like that's usually the connotation that I get. But yeah, like I just think that's fire, bro. I just think people, attract to the show. They feel like it's theirs. It's not just ours. You know what I'm saying? So just want to shout out everybody that pull up.
Everybody, man. We appreciate
all
y'all,
that,
for real.
Man. Yeah,
well said,
for sure, man.
My dog Trey.
For sure, the whole 985. You know what I'm saying? 504 318. 225, man. We you know what I'm saying? It's love everywhere, man. We appreciate y'all.
Shit, I gotta get Trey's theirs.
Y'all think Derik Queen get a minute? I think we answered that.
Yo, this gotta stop, dog. This gotta stop. I'm thinking saying I ain't gonna lie.
Say Chaz. Chaz.
You for real?
Chaz. I was trying to tell it to Justin earlier, dog.
Sometimes you just need a motherfucker that can get in the way.
Chase, he doesn't get in anybody's way. That's the problem. That's the problem.
I'm not saying that he's tough, period, right? As a player, I'm not disrespecting him. But I'm just saying, like, you know, that was the problem that they had with him in Kansas. But the thing with Hunter Dickinson is he about 230 and he got 6 fouls. He got 6 fouls to give. And he all he got to do is this.
He said good screens. He said good screens.
He said a hell of a screen.
The bar,
the bars.
The bar's in hell. The bar is in hell. Chaz, this motherfucker is Hunter Dickinson. You probably a friend of the show, bro. Like I ain't even gonna. But he's 7'2".
Yeah.
He's 7'2". He can't move laterally. He can't move vertically. He can't. He's 7'2" and can't defend. And what? I mean, cool. He can set a screen. He better be able to set a screen. What else he gonna do? He got a nice one-handed push shot. 5 feet away from the rim. I ain't gonna take that away from him. But what you want me to say? Is he a great? Does he give this team anything other than with Looney being gone, his ability to screen, which is a big part of basketball, and I'm not gonna discount that. Does he give them what they need? If you told me he couldn't do shit else and he could rebound the ball, I'd have a different conversation with you. If you told me he could defend the rim at a high level and could do nothing else, I'd have a different conversation for you. What 6 fouls is great, 100%, like great. But Gustavo Ayan had 6 fouls. He wasn't on the team very long. Jay Whitney had 6 fouls. He wasn't on the team very long. Yeah. Trey, the great Trey Jemison.
Stop it.
Talk to me. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, I think going to surprise some people.
Chris or Chaz, come on.
You're gonna have several 4-4.
Chaz, what does he do well? What does he do well? Besides that screen.
Well, for first, I don't want to underestimate his spirit. The man plays with great spirit.
You're talking about Hunter Dickinson.
This bottle ain't half empty, it's half full. The man goes out there, he plays hard, he plays with a certain level of tenacity.
There you go, Willie.
He seems like a nice guy. I mean, I'm just trying to be optimistic. I'm trying to be optimistic. Wait, how old is
28.
Oh, we got another Tyler in the building. Ain't this a bitch? But look, hey man, you can't call the person you want. The person you got.
I really can't believe we spent 5 minutes about Hunter.
That's your fault. That's your fault. You still talk about him.
Y'all don't think he's like a poor man Zach Edey?
I don't.
How poor is he?
Oh, he's pretty poor. Like pretty.
My last point about Hunter Dickinson is him and
like he got a house or he homeless? Like what? Like what we?
Shit.
My last point about Hunter is him and Jordan.
We're literally trying to talk for 5 minutes.
I'm literally trying to end the fucking show, dog. Like, why are we still talking about Hunter Dickinson, bro? Like, good God, man.
Spears coming off the bench is the same as Trey Murphy coming off the bench the last few years to complement Zion's game so well. I think Spears and Zion play excellent together. It was kind of surprising. I didn't think they would play that well together. But the thing I wanted to add about Derik Queen is when I was just looking at this roster, the thing that Derik Queen being back adds that was going to help Jeremiah Fields a lot is that they have another guy who can actually handle the ball on the court. I think Chris might have mentioned it. One of you guys may have mentioned it before, but it's like, damn, you got Jeremiah Fields out there as literally the lone ball handler. No one else can really get into the offense. No one can, move people out the way and beat anyone off the dribble, get to the free throw line. And now you got Derik Queen out there who, man, you send a double at Derik Queen. You got Action Jackson in the corner. You got Jeremiah Fields cutting. Man, Jeremiah Fields hit a motherfucker with a mean euro the other day off a Zion pass. I'm talking about mean. So I think it's going to be interesting to see those guys out there. I hope he plays game 1.
Hey, Justin, did you know Hunter Dickinson and Jordan Hawkins were high school teammates? All right, thank y'all for coming out. God bless you. Good night. No, I'm not even joking. Like, dead ass.
That makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense.
Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you. Good night. We'll see y'all on Wednesday. Look at Justin. Peace. Like, subscribe, comment.